Tune in or click through for CBS Sports Radio every Saturday and Sunday on WHOW. CBS Sports Radio. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show is streaming to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today hailed from the Clinton YMCA. Rennie Kluver is the executive director. Good morning, Rennie.
Good morning, Seth.
Thanks for coming out and talking with us today. Parker Toohill in studio with us as well. And Parker, always good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, Seth.
Thanks for coming in. And now, Rennie, I know Parker, for folks that are in at the Y regularly, they're seeing Parker a lot more. Talk a little bit about how you and him came to connect and him becoming an employee. What was that journey like from your perspective?
Well, and Parker will obviously be able to touch more on the timeline, but it's probably been just
About
over a year
Mm-hmm.
that Parker started at the Y and started his health and wellness journey. And I mean, at least at the Y at that point. And it's just bloomed into going from just a member to, we had an opening at the front desk and needed some instructors too. And he was all in, and we use him wherever we can, when we can. And he's there a lot. People see his face. He's great with members and just always very warm and welcoming to people. And I think he understands the mission of the Y and is able to perpetuate that to members, anybody that comes in contact with.
Sure. Parker, how did you come to be involved in the Y? What was that journey like for you?
So it was about a year ago, last June or July, and I wanted to start working out. And so I went and got a membership, filled out the packet at the front desk, and then started taking classes. Gretchen was awesome. She's our activities director, for lack of a better word, with all the land classes and stuff. And she got me into body pump, which got me started weight training. And then after that, I started weight training myself. And then I started taking Gretchen's class that she teaches, and there's some other people that teach it. It's called Body Combat. And that was a lot of fun. And then someone in the pool in the aquatics department asked me if I would do water aerobics / water Zumba. I said, sure. So I teach that. Been teaching that on Wednesday nights, 6 to 6:45 since January. And we have a lot of fun doing that too. And it's fun to see people enjoy it and see them getting things out of it and improving their health too. And
Sure. And now you work at the Y as well, not just as an instructor. You know, like I said, you walk into the Y and you're there a lot of days. Talk a little bit about how you came to fit into that role and why that was of interest to you.
there was someone leaving the role, and I said that I wouldn't mind doing it, and that's just kind of how it happened. And I feel like I'm a good fit there. I love doing it, seeing everyone who comes in, catching up with them, talking to them. And
I don't think there's a person that walks in the door you don't know who they are. In terms,
I try to remember everyone's name.
Yeah, you've got everyone's name down pat. It's amazing. I couldn't do that. I don't know how you do it, but it's impressive. Talk a little bit about why you wanted to pursue health and wellness and be fit and active and those sorts of things.
You feel better about yourself. I mean, I'd always heard that you feel better after working out, and then once you start actually doing it, you do feel better after working out.
Yeah,
and it's a healthy way to relieve stress, a healthy way to make yourself feel better. And
you ever get that feeling going into workout? It's like, I don't want to do this today, but I'm gonna make myself do it, and then you're done, and you're like, okay, I'm glad I did that. You know.
Upstairs in the aerobic studio, I don't know if it's a sign or if it was written on the board, but it says I have to work out today, but half was crossed out. I get to work out today. And
how long did it take you to come into learning all the things you're teaching? I mean, like just interacting with the instructors over the last few years, I'm like, I don't know how they do it, how they can learn so many things all at once.
It's a lot of practice.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that aspect of things.
I taught Zumba for a bit, and that was a lot of practice, just repeating over and over, practicing over and over. And I'm sure you understand it with grit. Rennie teaches grit, and you just practice till you get it down. And sometimes you wing it, like in the pool. Sometimes I make it up as we go, but as long as you're moving and having fun.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to teach?
Probably water aerobics.
Really? Yeah. Talk a little bit, Parker, as you transition into a health and wellness journey. Talk about how you felt better. Where did you notice, the things that you were doing? Like, where did you see improvement? Was it physically? Was it mentally and emotionally? How about some of that?
Both. Physically, my posture improved, and then sleeping through the night, that was a big part of it. And then once you start working out, that goes into diet and changing how you eat and eating better. And emotionally, physically, it's a good stress relief. I read somewhere once that, I don't know if it's true or not, but I believe it is, working out, something with the lactic acid does something with your brain to calm you down. And
yeah, I was telling Rennie, like, there was a time where I felt really not anxious, but just kind of uneasy.
Yeah.
And you go and you work out, and all of that just kind of, it doesn't go away, but you feel better about a situation, whatever's facing you. You feel better.
Feels more manageable.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. What do you like to do? Like, where like workouts, routines? You said you're doing weights on your own. I've
slowly been building it. I started with body pump, and then I just go in the gym and lift randomly. And now I have like a bicep day and a tricep day, excuse me, and then a leg day, and doing that. And I just finally got myself some decent workout shoes. So after this, I'm going to go work out and use the treadmill and probably do leg day.
Sure. When you, again, our guests in studio today, Parker Toohill and Rennie Kluver with the Clinton YMCA. When you're at the front desk, I feel like that's a good spot to advocate for what's going on in the Y. A lot of people walk in and they're already doing things. They're headed to class, they're headed to the wellness center, but maybe they're just there to pick up a child, or they're there for, a community event and in the community room or something of that nature. I feel like that's a good spot to advocate for the Y and what's happening within the walls there.
Yeah, definitely. We get a lot of people that come in, and if I notice or they're asking questions about, oh, what about this? What about this? I can point them to where they could go if they wanted to, or I give them a tour if they've never been there before. And
were you nervous when you first started doing fitness classes with people around you in a group setting?
The very first time setting up, yes, but then once it started, everyone's at a different level. Everyone's awesome. They're willing to help you with whatever in a class or in the weight room. Like if you're lifting and you need help with form or something, just ask someone. They're willing to help you. And
how'd you overcome that? And was there a turning point for you where it was like, oh, okay, everyone else is at a different place than I am. I can just be where I'm at, and that's okay.
My first body pump class I took, because everyone has different weights they're doing. Everyone's at a different level. And
yeah,
it was just, once I got in the door and started doing it, that's whenever I was fine.
Yeah. For me, it was when I was doing body pump and there were women in there doing more than I was. And it's like, you check your ego, you check everything at that, at that entrance of that wellness center or that aerobics room. And it's like, okay, everyone is, those ladies have been working out for many years. I'm just starting. I'm clearly not going to be where they're at, but it's a good goal to try to get to, like to be where they're at some point. I felt like, at least.
Yeah. Another class I forgot to mention is, it's when I had time to do it, and I'll have time again to do it, but the Bliss yoga class, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. That is awesome.
Why is that?
It's just relaxing and good for stretching. And then Bonnie's the one who teaches that. Sometimes if she can't, I teach it, and I like leading that.
And it's only what, a 45 minute class. Yeah. So yoga is a good way to just real basic exercise, but so good for you in a lot of ways. Definitely. Rennie, anything you want to add about having Parker lead classes? Anything about his wellness journey that you've noticed you want to point out?
Well, I would just say, in those people that know Parker, he brings a positive attitude and just you can tell that he's enjoying what he's doing, and that rubs off in everything that he does. And what he's brought to just working at the front desk, I mean, he's young, he's got great technology skills. And so our website is updated on a more regular basis and more user-friendly because of Parker. Putting together forms and registration ideas. He does a lot for us. And so, like I always say with all of our staff, that we're going to use him as long as we can. We hope that we can continue to offer him what he needs at the Y, so he'll stay there. And and just keep flourishing as a Y member as well as an employee.
Sure. One thing, Parker, I've noticed about my wellness journey, I don't know if you have as well, is, it's always changing. You were talking about how you went from classes to working out independently in the wellness center. That's kind of where I'm at now, working out independently in the wellness center. And I venture a guess there will be a time where I go back to classes. And when you do go back to classes, those instructors are ready to have you, and they're excited to have you.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah. And for you, what have you learned the most about wellness and being fit and active and those sorts of things?
Persistence is key.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it one day a week and then expect to get a six-pack of abs or expect to get huge toned arms. You have to stay consistent with it. And it changes your lifestyle, and then you start living a better, healthier lifestyle. And
talk about that from your perspective. You talked about eating well. Have you made any adjustments to diet or anything of that nature from your own personal life?
Lower carbs,
Mm-hmm.
looking for leaner, better protein, and more vegetables.
Right. Yeah. Vegetables. That's the key. That's what I hear a lot is vegetables. Anything else from you, Parker, on your journey to the Y, your journey with the Y, anything of that nature?
If you're scared to come in or nervous, just come in and do it. We're more than welcome, willing to have you, and everyone who comes in is awesome and is more than willing to help you with whatever you need. And it's an awesome place.
It is.
We're lucky to have it.
Absolutely. Rennie, again, anything from you on this topic?
No, I think this is a good testament, both of you guys, and your wellness journey. And now you guys have become like poster members for the Y. Like, hey, this is it. It's not easy.
Mm-mm.
It's not something you can just come in and get a membership and you're going to be, gosh, I can't wait to come back tomorrow. I mean, you've got to put in and dedicate yourself. That's why I think about the exercise classes, how if you do that, and other people are going to want to see you at class, and you've got some accountability, and it helps you stay focused.
How about the accountability piece from you, Parker? How was that big for you at all in continuing on early when you started? How so?
Going to class, going to pump, showing up to pump, and then even now I'll tell Gretchen at work, oh yeah, I'll come to combat tomorrow, and then if I don't make it, I feel bad. And
you said you would do it and then you didn't, so
yeah,
for sure. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, let's take a time out. Parker, how about the website and social media? How do folks follow along with the Y on those avenues?
So our website is www.clinton.ymca.org, and you can go there, and youth sports is on there, aquatics, our schedules, our calendars, anything you could need is on the website.
All right, very good. Check it out. Again, that is Parker Toohill and Rennie Kluver with the Clinton YMCA, our guests in studio. We've got more to come on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and wheat all trading double-digit higher. September corn 623 up 18 3/4. December new crop up 19 1/4, 623. March corn 628 3/4 up 18 3/4. August beans 1507 1/2 up 41 1/2. September beans up 47 1/4. 1406 3/4. November new crop up 46 1/4, 1388 1/2. September wheat 818 up 41 1/4. December wheat up 40, 834. August bean meal up 650, 437.50. August bean oil up 249, 62.57. In the livestock market, August live cattle up $1.02, 135.95. August feeders up 47 cents, 176.82. August lean hogs up 260, 112.42. In the energy market, September Brent crude oil 194 cents, up $1.84. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
For the latest in Central Illinois agricultural news, visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Get updated information on markets, weather, ag news, local interviews with NAFB farm broadcaster Jared White, and much, much more. All at IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
call me, Jay Peterson, your auto owner's insurance agent in Clinton, for a virtual or in-person appointment at 935-6605.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The folks from the Clinton YMCA, Rennie Kluver and Parker Toohill, in studio with us here for this morning. And Rennie, let's talk programs. What's on the calendar? What's coming up? Folks need to know about at the Y.
Well, our youth sports programs are getting ready to ramp up again, starting with flag football. The registration is going on now. The first day for that would be Saturday, July 30th. There's a clinic that the high school football staff and players are going to be putting on for all the volunteer coaches and the kids that are registered to come out and go through that. They've done that. That'll be the second year that the football coach has done that. It's a great collaboration that we have. And, they know that they want to be involved in that too, because it's going to help out their program in the long run. And that's when the kickoff of the season is. And then once the season begins, so you've got, I believe it's Mondays and Wednesdays is when they have their games. And Saturday is just practice time where you can show up and the volunteer coaches are going to practice with all the kids. So I think it'll be a great schedule. Now the first week, Mondays and Wednesdays, we'll probably just have practices because they need, the coaches need to familiarize the kids with things that they want to do, and then we'll get right into playing then the following week. But
how many, do you have enough kids come out for multiple teams, and how does all that work?
Well, it seems like a lot of the registrations come in at the last week, and so we really don't know. We have enough for 2 teams now, just depending on age groups, how we did it. Last year, we had a great turnout. Well, it was kind of one of the first programs that parents were able to get their kids in after COVID.
Sure.
But we're anticipating, we're going to make phone calls to those that did it last year to see if they still want to be in it. So yeah, I think we had at least 4 teams last year.
Okay.
If not more.
All right.
So
that's good. That's a good number for a community like Clinton to have that many kids come out for it. So, and just good introduction into football and learning the skills and the basics without all the contact and everything else. So now what are the age groups for flag football?
They have K through 5th.
Okay.
And depending on how our numbers fall, we try to keep K and 1 together, 2nd and 3rd, and then 4th and 5th.
Okay.
There's been years in the past that we've only had a couple 5th graders and they were able to play with our 3rd graders and our 4th graders. So just depends on the numbers.
I see. All right. Look forward to that. So when is registration due by? Is there a deadline for that?
We're going to keep it open.
Oh, okay.
We're going to keep it open. So even if after the season runs July 30th through September 7th. And if you get halfway and school starts and you say, oh my gosh, we got flag football. We don't want your kid to go without. I mean, this is a program that we're not overran with tons of numbers, and we can shift and add kids to teams. So we'll keep it open.
Okay. All right. So look forward to that. Kicks off July 30th and registration going on now. By the way, is there a cost for that program you want to mention?
There is. Member cost is $60, non-member $75.
All right. Very good. So flag football. Can't believe it's that time of the year already. What else is going on at the Y, Rennie? What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I know a lot of parents are probably wanting to hear this because school is right around the corner. They're probably about this time of year ready for the kids to get back into that school routine, which when school starts, we got Y-Zone and Y-Zone registration open now. If you want to go on our website, you can pull up and download any of those forms, the parent handbook, the registration forms. You can stop by the Y and grab some from the front desk. Just a few updates on that. Y-Zone in the morning in Clinton is only going to be held at CES instead of Lincoln and CES. So if your child goes to Douglas or Lincoln, you're still going to drop them off for morning Y-Zone at CES. And then the school district is going to do a great thing for us again, and they're going to bus those kids where they need to go.
Wow, that's great.
So we're just keeping it one location. It helps with our staffing that we don't have to have numerous staff at 2 locations in case someone can't be at work. It's easier for us to control that.
Oh, probably easier for parents too. They don't have to drop kids off at 2 different locations if they need to. So Campo Sage, I told you I was calling Campo Sage Y-Zone. Now I'm calling Y-Zone Campo Sage. Y-Zone, Rennie, talk a little bit about what's so special about this program. What's it all about? What are kids doing?
Well, and I think if you would ask parents why they consistently use it, we try to make it as affordable as possible so that parents know that they've got a safe place that their kids are going to be at after school. It's really there for parents to use. If you work till 5 o'clock and school gets out at 3, what are you going to do with them for 2 hours before you can pick them up? That's what Y Zone's there for. Same thing in the morning. If you got to be at work out of town, say by 8 o'clock, and you got to you got to leave at 6:30, drop them off at Y Zone. And it's an affordable child care that you know that they're going to be taken care of. We offer activities. We're looking at doing more and more activities, even what we did last year, bringing in outside resources to do specific activities with arts and crafts or whatever it may be, just to try to add to that curriculum, kind of have a curriculum for Y Zone where it's not just
free for all.
Yeah. Now, I think there's a moment at Y Zone that's important. I mean, the kids spent 6 to 7 hours in school, and then now they get to Y Zone. You need to let them have that free time to where they're just running around and kind of not having to follow a rigid routine. So, and we accommodate that.
Sure. So that program is in Clinton. Is it also in Monticello?
It is.
Okay.
It does a great job in Monticello. And so same thing there too, with registration is open. They can get that off our website. They can even contact the unit office over there in Monticello. They have forms that they could give them and give them the parent handbook and information.
For folks in Monticello, how does that program work? Is it at one location as well?
It's at the old Lincoln School.
Okay.
And it's been a great fit for us.
Yeah. Is that all ages, just like, or not all ages, but certain ages, just like in
K5.
Clinton?
Yep.
K5. Okay. Very good. So put that on the radar in Monticello as well. A great program.
And we also do it at Blue Ridge School District in Farmer City.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
The big difference this year is that's going to be after school only. We're not doing a morning Y Zone.
Okay. So also in Blue Ridge. So really expanding where you're offering this and really reaching all the communities in our area. So again, Rennie Kluver, Clinton YMCA Executive Director, in studio with us. I've got about a minute, Rennie. Anything else you want to put out there for us today?
I'll throw out there in just case someone is interested in the Sprint Triathlon Dualathon.
That's right. What's this all about?
Gosh, I can't remember how long we've done this. At least 5. It's the Sprint Tri out there at Clinton Lake, Saturday, August 6th. It's an 8 a.m. start. If you need to find out more information, I'd love to talk to you about it. You can find it on our website. But if you want to register to guarantee a race day shirt, you have to be registered by July 29th.
So coming right up in a few weeks. Gentlemen, thanks so much for doing this with us. Good to have you. Yeah, Parker, thank you. Again, that's Rennie Kluver, Executive Director of the Clinton YMCA, and Parker Toohill with the Clinton Y in studio with us here for this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton.
WHOW.
The Big 1520